momentarily. Looks like YouTube is still connecting. So today we're working on our prototype. I have a website that just has a construction page up, laterally.io. And we are working on a test site using Vercel. I've already started development. Here's the current state of the app. This is kind of what it looks like right now. There's a login page. Authentication doesn't work. That's the main thing that we're working on today. But after you're authenticated, you should go to the dashboard. There actually is a dashboard implemented that shows if you are authenticated, but authentication isn't working. So it just shows you're not logged in. And I actually don't want it to show you're not logged in. I want it to just forward to the home page or possibly the login page. Let me know your thoughts there. I think probably for now I'll just do homepage. Okay, I think we're connected on YouTube. I think audio is getting through. Let's just check real quick. Okay, thank you. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're using Next.js and really just following this dev.to article. Might add ESLint. Let me go to my GitHub issues and make sure that I note that this is kind of like a low priority-ish kind of thing. Quick plug for my actual blogish homepage, afterecon.com. The SSL is screwed up on it, so you have to go to the HTTP right now. It's a major bummer. I recently wrote an article, SSL do this, not that, based on my SSL experience. I was trying to use SSL purchased through GoDaddy, and it just is a really bad experience. Vercel will provision SSL. So I'm working on Laterally right now, but I'm going to refresh my front end of my home website through Vercel as well and get the SSL that way. And then just reroute the DNS over to GoDaddy. So Vercel is not super great for WordPress because it needs to be always on, and Vercel is like a serverless approach. And my blog is a WordPress blog. Cool. So my local app, let's get that going. Here I'm on Windows. You can see Tortoise Git installed, already cloned down. This is conemu, and I have added context menu shortcuts. Let me know if you want me to do an explainer on how to do that, but you can Google it. So now I am in conemu with a bash console and admin run. Yeah, just npm run dev for the dev server. I'll rename this tab dev, open up a new tab, rename this tab scratch. It's pretty common for me to have like 4 or even 5 consoles running at work because I will have a UI server, a Scratch terminal that I can do whatever I want with. Sometimes I use the VS Code terminal for the Scratch terminal. And then I'll have a unit test terminal. And then I'm also often usually full stack. So I have not set up the back end on this app yet, but I would have a terminal for the back end. Yeah, and sometimes if I'm feeling extra, I'll have a Scratch terminal that's already in my UI repo and a Scratch terminal that's already in my backend repo. This repo, though, Laterally 2, is going to be monorepo, so the front end and back end will be in the same repo. This is the Laterally 2 wiki. It's not really built out, but I have some design norms. You can see that I'm going to do monorepo. I'm also not using Sass, which is pretty common in React to not use Sass, but for me it was like I had to come to terms with it because I'm usually a big fan. Check out my YouTube channel and my previous video if you want a kind of a deep dive. It's not even a deep dive, it's 4 minutes long on why I'm not using Sass, but TLDR right there. See if that dev server is popping yet. Cool. So here we are locally. Oh yeah, I was going to say that ESLint is kind of a low priority thing. So let me go back to my GitHub issues, init features. Redux is not in yet. TypeScript is already done. Prettier is already done. ESLint is not done yet. Or I said ESLint is done. Maybe I should actually do it, huh? Okay, let's go ahead and set up ESLint real quick. Yeah. Cool. Maybe I can get some royalty-free or like whatever it is music. I usually have either YouTube videos or music running in the background while I code. And I usually don't listen, obviously, to royalty-free stuff, but everyone is going to like mute your video or ban your account if you're playing like good music. I have like a bunch of Spotify playlists. So if y'all want to know my Spotify playlists, just leave a comment and or I don't know if you can like search users on Spotify. I think it's just my name, John Vandivier or Vandivier or something. Vandivier. Okay, so we install those if you're using Create React App. Just explaining what those are. Okay, so I don't think I have an ES. Oh yeah, and I should actually double check specifically to Next.js because sometimes Next.js just like magically has stuff for you. And there's like Next.js specific stuff. Next.js is a framework on top of React. Why Next.js? I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this, but there's a really good video by another guy I like. Next.js, Gatsby, Create React App. This guy, James Quick. This is the video. I've recently subbed this guy. So far, I'm a huge fan. Drop that in the chat. Hopefully I can remember to update the like actual YouTube comment, like YouTube description. I think this is really good. Cassidy Williams, I think that's her name. She also did kind of an explanation of this. Yeah. Pretty cool chick right here. She did a presentation with Auth0. You can find it on YouTube. And she kind of talked about it too. But to be honest, I like the other guy's YouTube video a bit more. Okay. This is like the most complicated way to do this. Geez, sorry, whatever. Go ahead. Hopefully they have a reason for that approach. File already exists. What? Oh, dude, do I already have one of these? I don't think so. I didn't wittingly make it. Just gonna grab this. And install this the more normal way. I don't know what all that peer dep stuff was. There might be some peer dependency it's missing. So they want to do a global install? No, dude. And I don't want to fix on save. I just want it to. I should probably get the VS Code. Yeah, there's an ESLint extension. Do I already have it? Yeah, it's already installed, right? Let me know if you want me to do a video running through my extensions. I'm using 18. Okay, I need to upgrade my Dino, whatever. Like a bunch of these are just for Dino. But Prettier, there's a bunch of cool stuff in here. And I'm sure there's others that if y'all ask for like a extension video, I can like make sure I have all the extensions that I use. Because I have some at work for like, there's like a markdown linter that I actually use, but I can see it's down here and recommended, which means that I'm not actually using it. Let me open up my README. Okay, so it's getting formatted somehow. Does Prettier do Markdown? Maybe. Or maybe this is just like VS Code default stuff. All right, so that was installed. Where's my Prettier config? Right, it's top level, right? Did I just miss it? Laterally 2. Oh, because it's a dot file. That's why. Yeah. I do dash law. I'm not sure you need to do both of those. Okay, yeah, just dash A. I think it means all. And that will show your dot files as well. Those are hidden by default when you ls. Okay, so here's my Prettier RC, and yeah, I want to add my ESLint configuration at the same level. I often will have at my top level a front end and back end folder, but I'm not doing that because this is the Vercel template, so this is the way Vercel's doing it. So the top level is my front end folder, so the structure is a little bit different. But I'm cool with that because I trust Vercel. It's really important to get a starter that you can trust. Yeah. Okay, there's ESLint RC. Hopefully this project doesn't blow. Actually, it's not very well used. It might be terrible. Okay. I'm expecting it to just work, but that might be a wrong expectation. Configure VS Code. Disable Prettier for JavaScript and React? No. So I guess this guy might be incompatible with Prettier. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Let's go back to this Robert Cooper walkthrough because he says they can work together, and that's what I like. So one way or another, I got ESLint now. So he wants to do an ESLint RC.js, which I'm totally cool with. It's a little more flexible. You can do some dynamic stuff if you want to. I don't have a need to, but like, who cares? It doesn't hurt anything just because you're not. It doesn't hurt anything just because you're not being dynamic. It allows the possibility later. He says, I prefer using. But why would you say make an ESLint RC.js file and then say you prefer the ESLint RC file? I think that is a typo. I think it should say ESLint RC.js. ESLint plugin React, I already installed it, right? ESLint, no? Trying to copy to clipboard. All right, it's in my package lock. Okay, so I didn't explicitly install it. I actually don't like that. I like to explicitly install stuff. So I didn't explicitly install it, but it's a dependency of the one of the ones that I did install. Yeah. And therefore, it is in fact installed. And so it's in my package lock. So package lock, it will trace out not just the things you installed, but also all of their dependencies are explicitly specified. You see with the version? So you think you specified the version in your package.json, but you didn't. What you did is something like this. That prefix means that this exact one may not get installed. This tilde specifically is a security update, so the patch can increase if there's a security risk. So maybe 4.11.3 was installed in fact, although 4.11.2 was installed by request. And then this caret up, I think it means like the latest version that's not a different major version. So it could be 2.21 or 2.22.7. So it's allowing the minor version and the patch to vary. So these are like version requests, not actually installed versions. Even this, which has no prefix, so it's like an exact request. I'm not sure about this, but I think if it gets deleted off of npm, it won't actually install. And so it may or may not actually be in your package lock. So the package lock should reflect what's actually installed and what's in your node modules. So this plugin, even though I didn't explicitly request it, it was a dependency of one of the ones that I requested. ESLint plugin React. Yeah, probably one of these guys. Because you can imagine that the TypeScript React ESLint kind of takes the regular React ESLint and then builds types on top of it. That would make sense. And here's an even better way to verify that I already have it. Just actually go into your node modules. This is really like extra, but anyway, you can see I have all this stuff that I didn't explicitly install. But all of this stuff should be described in my package log file. Okay. Anyway, I was just explaining what a package log file is. Most of y'all already know that. Okay, cool. So yeah, he's like, let's use this thing. Okay, cool, let's use it. Okay, so I think what he's saying is up here, this is just like for a generic TypeScript project, and this is for a TypeScript React project, which is what I care about. Adding prettier to the mix, I already have prettier, but these guys seem cool. All right, so that should work. Work as in be correctly defined. I probably want to delete a bunch of these comments. I'll leave it for now, who cares? Okay, and then I already have prettier. Let me double check that. Package JSON. Okay, so I have prettier by virtue of my VS Code extension, but I guess I never explicitly installed it. Even though I do have my prettier RC. But yeah, I can explicitly install it. Let's get all these. I want all of them. What's up, Texas? Downloading all the packages. Woo! I want to get through this bullshit so I can work on authentication, which is actually cool. All right, cool. Let's go. Check my chat real quick. Nothing that needs attending to at the moment. Hit my chat though. Cool. So this got installed. Here's his pretty RRC. That's fine. I got mine. Let me just check the rules. Semi-true, trailing comma, all single quote. Yep. Like all those. Semi-true, trailing comma, ES5. Ooh, what you doing, boy? I do like the trailing comma. Why do I like the trailing comma? Because I can take the last item in the object, cut it, and rearrange it. And I don't have to give special treatment to the last property of the object. All right, so it looks like, what's the difference between ES5 and all? And then print with 120 tab width 4. Print with 140 tab width 4. I'm going to leave it at 140. And prettier is ignoring markdown. So it must be like, I don't know, VS Code default markdown formatting. So I'm good with all these. I'm just going to double check because I'm curious. Trailing comma ES5 versus all. Including function arguments. Bro, what? I don't think I like that. Or do I? Isn't it the same idea in principle? You could cut the last function argument. There's a function where I have like multiple arguments. Theme, da 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 da. I don't like this, by the way. That should just get reduced to that. Yeah, why is it doing that? Whatever, I don't care. As long as it's consistent. But yeah, trailing comma ES5 versus all. Here's dashboard. Okay, so there's, yeah. So that shouldn't be technically problematic. It's removed, whatever, I don't care. All right, now let me change it to all. It didn't do, all doesn't mean all, huh? My destructured object. It didn't work for my destructured object. Let me just do this. Apple foo bar. Okay, save. So it said argument, so I thought it would put it there. No? I don't know about this all, man. I don't know about this all. All doesn't seem to be all. I don't like that. I like the idea that like functions too. Maybe it just works for arrow functions. Let me go check that out. I like the idea that it's functions and objects, but it doesn't seem to be working. Foo bar. Yeah, it's not working, man. Okay, all isn't all. Note to self. So I'm not gonna use it because it's confusing. If it worked, I would keep it because I like the idea, but it's just confusing. Okay. end rant. ESLint popping. Cool. Yeah, everything looks good. I wish those were in alphabetical order. Cool. Next, this needs to be updated. Well, why did you make me go through that, huh? Okay. I don't want to automatically fix in VS. Sometimes the automatic fix will mess you up. Because you might have some working code that's not like done, and then it fixes it in a way that like, hey, I wasn't done. Can you like wait till I'm done and then tell me if there's a problem? Because I save a lot like when I'm like in the middle of writing code. Okay. Ooh, yeah, Husky is a great call actually. Let me add this to my own wiki. So Husky is in a commercial project, I would do it for sure. On my little hobby thing, it kind of slows down my committing. So yeah, I should add Husky. I just hope it doesn't like slow down my development. At work, it's totally worth it, right? But on my own project, I would maybe like the linting to be a separate task. I think there's supposed to be like a Husky. It will install and configure Husky and lint staged, depending on code quality tools. Sheesh. Pretty cool. Dude, kudos to y'all, man. You're gonna like automatically customize the install depending on my stack. That is some swaggy swagger. That's swags. Oh, geez, I'm live streaming. I just said swags. File already exists. What? What? What is it talking about? File already exists, man. I am using a secondary drive, so I wonder if that's the issue. Try reinstalling Node and npm for the non-admin account, but I'm using admin. If that's not an option, you can use the portable version. Okay, so I'm not exactly getting the same issue as this guy. Just delete npm folder. Problem is due to user privileges. Just delete npm folder. What npm folder? For me, just adding force solved it. Let's see about that. Doesn't work. Remove the npm rc file. Okay. Yeah, so my coding projects are on a secondary drive because they take up a bunch of space. And my main drive is like a solid state boot drive. So I'm like minimize that space usage. Although I already bought the new SSD, I just haven't installed it yet to get more space on the main drive. But I can see how this could be the issue if my command line is like trying to npx out of the C drive, basically. So here's npmrc. Let me just scope it out real quick before I just delete it. All right, so I only got one token in here. Yeah, I don't care. I'll delete that. And I copied to my clipboard this. Probably not going to need it, but, you know, just back it up. Okay, cool. Bye. Destroyed. Oh my god, what's going on with it? You're welcome. Okay. That didn't fix it. That didn't fix it. That didn't fix it. Let me try this. Okay. No. So basically the answer is you have to completely reinstall it. So I'm not going to do that. But I also don't need to npx. So I think I can install MRM locally. Let's see. This might be recommended as a global package. As you can tell, on this Windows machine, I sometimes have npx issues. And so, like, maybe this MRM approach, I just won't use it, maybe. But I'm going to try it locally, give it the old college try, if you will. Let's go give this guy a star real quick. You a star, dog. MRM bot. You're cool. Artem, you cool, dude. Follow you. Fucking Germany, of course. America, Russia, Germany. It's basically where it's all popping. Why is it a poop icon? Why'd you do that? Lit. Stuck. Still working though, according to this bad boy down there. Okay. And honestly, the whole lint stage thing is great, but it's really optional. So it turns out to be a pain. I'll give this a whole additional 120 seconds, and I might just like advance without it. Should be a GitHub issue though if I don't get it. Okay, so that installed MRM, and we were trying to so we don't need to npx it. We'll just call this MRM. Yeah, I'll just call it MRM. Okay. So cross your fingers, but that appeared to work. So I just couldn't npx it. And I think that's an issue specific to my machine, especially if you're on Mac. A lot of this is, if you're on Mac and you don't have like network restrictions, like whatever, I expect this will go easier for you, and you could probably just npx it. But that's how you can get around the npx issue, as you see. Just install it locally and then use the package this way. Will usually resolve the issue. This is right, whatever that is. Okay, so it installed a bunch of stuff. Oh, and it hooked me up right here. Let's make sure this is the same one that tutorial bro did. All right, and then he did -- fix. I don't know if I'm chill with that. Well, they also did lint staged fix. Okay, I am chill with that because in practice, I will have staged changes for Git. So obviously using Git, just use Git. Don't use Subversion. Don't use Mercurial or whatever it is, or Mercury. I'm going to have them staged. Whatever ESLint changes is not going to be automatically staged. So it will show up as a change, and I'll be able to check the diff. So it's not like code should surprisingly sneak in. Even if I accidentally commit, it will not commit the unstaged changes. So I'm okay with that. Usually I don't like ESLint to autofix, but whatever, I'll roll with it. This is .js, and we need to also check TS and TSX. Yep. Here's the syntax for that. And then he dropped the cache. Yeah, let's drop the cache. Cache speeds things up, but sometimes it makes you miss things. Okay. I'm cool with this. I want to find like an ESLint issue and make sure my ESLint is actually working. Not super convinced it's even working right now. And so, yeah, I'll just do it here. So you can see I don't have to leave my IDE if I use this as my Scratch terminal, at least if I'm interested in working out of the current repository. Couldn't find the plugin, ESLint plugin React. Was not found when loaded as a node module. Okay, so let's install it. I think we saw this in my package lock, but yeah, but we didn't see it in the package.json, so it's kind of weird to me. Maybe it got nested under the parent dependency. I don't know why the system couldn't find it. Okay, so that didn't work. Oops, something went wrong. No files matching the pattern were found. Okay. So this is not really what I want to do, but I will specify the pages folder just to make sure it's even working according to this guy's answer. So with extension JS. Cool. Complaining about prettier/prettier. Oh man, are you? You're looking in my node modules? Oh, you're looking in my index? What? Okay, I think that's the rule name. I think this is because I am on Windows. The end of line is different, and prettier is like wanting me to be something I'm not. Hello. React must be in scope when using JSX. Cool, so basically it's working at this point. Okay. Yeah, sign in is defined but never used. That's the kind of shit I'm looking for. So I know I'm, yeah, ooh, cringy. Errors everywhere. Okay, so it's working, huh? All right, cool. This file, there it is. Those yellow squiggles are what I'm looking for. That's how I know it's working. That's a warning because I know that I imported that component and then I never used it. So that is exactly what I want. So ESLint, we've proven ESLint is working. What's up with this? Missing return type on function. Oh, baby, you are working. Because I just literally just turned this from a JSX to a TSX and I didn't like class anything. I didn't type anything. And so, like, fuck yeah. You should be able to auto type this for me though. Okay. TypeScript or like VS Code. How do you even search for it? Like, decide type for me. Figure out type. There's a technical word instead of figure out. It's like, I think of what it's called. VS Code generate type. Oh, sheesh, that was cool. I'm gonna add this to a list of like just like cool stuff. So this guy, it just takes a JSON and it figures out the type just like that. Infer. That's the technical word. So VS Code TypeScript infer type. So at work, I work on an Angular project, and it might be Angular specific. Some of the hookup, some of like something we have in there, you can just figure out the type and infer it and declare it for you. But I don't know. TS auto return type. Okay, see, that just inferred the type. Yeah, so let's try this bad boy. Stop writing the return type of functions by yourself. TypeScript can infer a type. It will be printed for you. 925 installs. You're cool, but you're not the one I was looking for. Is it already here? Because I remember like going to quick fix and it was infer type. Does it just work for TS maybe? Whoa, see? That type is all inferred. Yeah, so you knew it was an element. Then why'd you make me write it? It's annoying. That's true. All right, maybe this guy 925 installs. Maybe this is the guy, huh? I wish it would work on right click though. Explicit type annotations. Sounds like my dog is going off. All right, let's try this guy out. 925 installs got to start somewhere, huh? Okay. All right, so save your file and try again. Ooh, invalid for your configuration detected. Yo, this is not working. Oh, wow. Did it work that time? Okay, so if I hit enter on it, did it work and it just took a second, or did it not work? 1, 2, 3. All right, but if I actually go click it, whoa, I didn't click it. I'm gonna do this one more time. I think it's like working, but it's like taking like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Sheesh. Okay, so it works. It just takes a long time. I don't know. I might still use it. I guess I'll leave it in there. We'll see. It'd be cool if it was faster, though. All right. Close all these guys up. I'm going to consider this issue solved, although obviously we need to keep working on it. Type element is missing the following properties. want to understand more about this issue right here. Since JSX compiles into calls to React, create element. So this is TSX though. I just don't think it's true for Next.js. Yeah, I just don't think it's true for Next.js. When using JSX, React in JSX scope. So let me check app and doc. Let me check app because they created app. Look. Vercel, according to Vercel, I don't need to import React. And I really don't. Because they're extending component. I'm not extending component. My component can be a pure function. So are you complaining because it's not a pure function? I think this is a functional component. Yeah, React must be in scope when using JSX. I actually don't like this rule. I think I'm going to disable it. These are just like how to resolve it. I know how to resolve it. How I could resolve it is just declare React. I think the rule is bad. Okay, so let's disable that rule. What is the rule called again? React in JSX scope. So I'm going to go to my ESLinRC rules. I think it's off. Yeah, off is the word. Boom, clean. And can I get rid of that? Or now you complain? Because it is technically a JSX element, but my little TS auto return type, I think it just dropped element. And I don't want the extension if it's putting a one that doesn't pass lint. Because I'll just have to like fix it myself. So what's the point of the extension? All right, so it put element. Prod should be typed. Yeah, that's fine. Infer parameter types from usage. See that? Bam. Okay. So it's just a TypeScript thing. It doesn't need an extension, but it doesn't work all the time. And then I love ESLint. ESLint is like, don't use any. Good job, guy. Dang. I really wish I could make you any though, because I don't want to have to maintain all the different props. I'm going to allow, this is arguably a bad practice, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to allow explicit any. Very cool. So here, Cool. All right. Element is missing the following properties. JSX element is not assignable to type element. Okay, so the correct inference is JSX element. And typey is just saying element, which is not chill. Okay, so I need to stop using the plugin and let that guy know, honestly. Okay, so we're going to uninstall and go to the repository, file an issue. Where did I see that not assignable thing? Anyway, whatever. Okay, cool. I'll give him a star anyway. It was a pretty cool, maybe, kind of. How's it going, y'all? Welcome back.
Awesome.
2:40. I removed the bottle from her crib. See if my computer can catch up. There's an update available. I just reloaded. That's why it's being slow. Yeah. My terminal line is frozen, so I'm going to go to my other terminal line. But yeah, she was not crying until you came in. No unescaped entities. Yeah, that's a good rule. Okay. 187.20 in the dashboard file. Whoa. That's actually another reason that the VS Code terminal is better, because you can control click it. It'll pop you over to the it'll pop you over to the right file. Here, I'll show you. Hello, everything's broken. Dashboard. Boom. 165.43. All right, here's line 165, and here's 143. Okay, can be escaped. Quick fix. No, I don't want to disable it. I want to escape it. Wow. Sure.
How do you do your buffalo chicken? Would you like
Just ratio of 1 to 1, the green sauce ghee.
sauce ghee and then apply it after cooking? Pre-cooking.
I do it. Actually, I'll do it either way. For wings, I fry them and then I toss them in the sauce.
Right.
But for like normal chicken, yeah, you can add it like while you're cooking. Yeah.
I'll do kind of both. Do you want it shredded after, or do you want me to dice it up?
I do like it shredded.
Do you like it shredded? I think I'll just put it in the food.
Cool.
Yeah, want it. Yeah.
We are making wings. Or no, we're making chicken, but it's not going to be wings. But it's using my buffalo sauce. Cholula green. This stuff. Cholula. This stuff. Ratio 1 to 1. This hot sauce and ghee. Clarified butter. And it's Whole 30 compliant, and it's awesome. It's a pro tip. Okay, so I want VS Code just right. Why won't it just write the type definition for me? Whatever. Okay, cool. Router. I'll just leave that. That's like kind of work in progress code. Okay, 187.20 was the other. 180. Okay. What else we got? Oh. Dang. I needed to stage it, which I did not do. Not right now, thanks though. $165 and $187. Those were the only two errors. One. 7 and then 185 is down here. Okay, yeah, you're not logged in, so that's what it was. Control C to terminate a working process. All right, so now we're just down to warnings, and I'm cool with that. A bunch of these are going to be easy to fix though. Login.tsx just needs a why not go ahead and fix it, right? It's so easy. All right, and so this will be feet ESLint. Oh, yeah, I misspelled ESLint. Unable to write new index file. What? Go over here. Put your ESLint on. So just need Redux. I don't really need it yet. I'm going to do that with the HTTP stuff. Coming up soon. Okay, so now, because it's related to login, so now let's try and work on login, shall we? Auth. Rob is already here. Very cool. So let's get Prisma. Did I already install Prisma? Prisma. Let's see if I have Prisma globally. Oh, I think I usually npx Prisma.
Big old chicken noodles.
Okay, so we installed Prisma CLI. Types next off. I think I already did this step basically. Yep. Cool. Make sure you have a Postgres URI in this format. So we're going to use Elephant SQL, which is a Postgres SQL as a service. I think did I use GitHub or Google? Okay, it's asking for authorization. To me, that means I didn't do it in the past. So let me try again with Google. And I might have just done neither of these. Choose an account. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. So this already exists, and I'm going to change it. That's cool. So I guess it's a layer on top of AWS, but it's so convenient. I'm cool for it. So JV dev fit. So this is going to be now JV laterally. Okay. Region, that's fine. Okay, so I want to drop the whole database. Cool. Yeah, y'all can all hack me. That's fine. I'm probably gonna reset this string. Actually, let me just grab, at least for the password, move it to over there. I don't really care. Oh, the password is already in the URL. Okay, so this should be a secret. I'm gonna have to reset that password, but y'all can see what it is for now. So you can hack me if you're really cool during the stream. Okay, cool. So I got this, what is what they want, and I got it. npx Prisma init. Let's go. Now we're really getting started. Cool, and I'm going to do this here. This would be another reason to have an additional console or like command line terminal, whatever, instance, because you can have an open Prisma process. Like there's a Prisma database browser I'm probably going to use. So I might have like one of these and like call it Prisma. I'm just a big fan of the con emu allowing you to have multiple. Here's .env. And one thing that I like to do is I like to so you should never check in your real credentials, right? So I'll stage these. I'll even go ahead and commit it. But let me add the second one. So what I like to do is I like to have two. One that I ignore in my git ignore. Where's my git ignore? See, it's here. Oh, I'm just missing it because I'm dumb. Prisma. Prisma. Right. env. Okay. Local env files. Cool. I don't know which one of those Vercel uses. I'm just gonna do this, and then it's currently not ignored, but I'm gonna change this to anything where the substring is env. Did you get ignored too? Okay. So that one is not ignored, and I'm cool with that because I want the person who clones my repo to know that, like, hey, these are the things you should have in your env file. It's just like fake data, though. And then this is the real one. So copy this, put it here, and then I'm going to go get my URL, copy to clipboard, refresh the page just to hide it. It didn't hide it. Click the hide. Okay, it did hide it. So whatever. Who cares? And yeah, boom. Okay. Developers, all we do is follow other people's tutorials professionally. So, and it is done. Got this, define the schema. So here's the thing, Next auth requires us to have specific database tables. That's why this tutorial is awesome, because it just gives you the schema. Cool. So I'm going to grab all of this. Boop. Got it, and I'm going to drop it in my schema. Boop. Can't edit and read only. Well. All right, cool. And then is it called database URL? It should be, right? Yeah. Right? All right, cool. and let me make a package script just to make it really obvious. So this env.test is not going to be checked in. I'm going to call it .local. It's arguably more normal, but I don't care. Okay, package.json. I don't know where this 4 came from. Like, I just don't know. Can I delete that? Okay. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. So, Prisma. What would it even be? Prisma with env. Let's call it that. I want to indicate in this package.json file to whoever clones this repo, and this could also be done in the README, that env is just like a boilerplate, like a template. Very cool. That makes it pretty clear too. Let's see if I actually need. Leads to need of 2 M files. Okay, Prisma -- M file. I think that's what it is. Let's see if it works, because one will connect to a database and one won't. Okay. I just want to open the Explorer. So this would be the Prisma Studio. So here, if I npx Prisma Studio, it should open a new in-memory database. Account session user verification request. It's using this schema. Seems legit. Let's make sure this is not actually in my database though. Log is only available on dedicated plans. I do have a dedicated plan. Whatever. Okay. I want to know SQL list tables. I think it might be select. Yeah, we'll need to do the select from. Let's check this out. Okay. There we go. So these are, yeah, this is the data model for the other application. Cool. Prisma Studio is working. And it is showing me the data model for my current application, but I think it's using an in-memory database. Now what I want to do is push this into my remote database. What I'd actually like to do is, before that, is view these tables in Prisma Studio, just like a read operation. And we speculate that this --m file will work. So let's go over to package.json. I'll call this Prisma Explore Remote. This will so it's Prisma Studio. So this will Prisma Studio. Very cool. So the M file thing didn't work. So it kind of seems like Prisma just wants you to use the one file. So That's fine. Need to remember not to check it in. I hate having to remember stuff, you know? Okay. This end file is just a template for those who clone the repo. Populate real values and do not check it into VCS. Update you. And then, yeah. Now I'll also add this, but we will not commit it. Need to be careful about that. So this becomes really unnecessary. I guess I can call it Studio just as a sugar for... It's not even a sugar. It's just in case I forget Prisma to npx Prisma Studio. Okay. So then we have npm run studio. Okay. So it's still generated using my schema. All right, so somehow we're able to view this model, but it's not the remote database though. So I have an active connection. Dude, what are y'all talking about dedicated plans? I do pay every month. I pay like $20 a month. All right, so that happened for whatever reason. This will be init Prisma schema. Go ahead and commit that stuff.
Gosh.
And I guess I'll just kind of blindly push it, which I really hate doing. Let me see, Prisma. Yeah, Prisma does have the ability to read out of the existing database, introspection. So I guess I would have to introspect and then browse, which I don't want to do. But I guess that's how I would browse the current data model. Okay. So now I got this, and I want to push it. Guess I just migrate. Okay. there are more migrations in the database than locally. This must not happen. Okay. I agree, it must not happen. And that's what I was a little bit worried about. Like, how do you ensure that your local and your remote are in sync? I guess this is how they do it. Cool. Good job, Prisma. Okay, so I would either have to like download it or introspect or reset the remote. And what I want to do is reset the remote. So I guess I can't use Prisma to reset the remote, which makes sense. So I will just do a SQL query directly on the database. Okay. All data stored in the database, including schemas, will be permanently deleted. Da, 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 da. Reset. Boom. So let's verify that it worked. We go back over to the browser and we use select whatever it was. No rows returned. I have no tables. Okay. Now we're going to migrate. I don't know what the difference between save and up is. Name of migration, init, next auth schema. Cool. It gave the migration a name. That's cool. Run up. Okay, well, now we know the difference between save and up. Save creates this migration file, which is version controlled, and then up applies it. I'm so impressed with Prisma every time. Done within 2 seconds. There's my tables. God bless it. That's amazing. Prisma's amazing. Whew. Okay, we now have a database. That's super cool. This M file, I want to git ignore it. Git ignore, git ignore, git ignore. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how to version control this M file, because I don't want it to constantly tell me to update my M file and then I risk committing it. So I'm going to delete the N file. Then I'm going to have something called not env. And it's going to have this fake data. And then I'm going to have not env2, which I'm later going to rename back to env. Sorry, this is complicated. Okay. It's not env, this is all fake. Note, this is just a template. Okay. This is a template for those who clone the repo. Populate real values, rename, and do not check into version control system. Okay. So we got not env. Let me check my actual repository. I want to make sure there's no env file there. Yeah, it's right here. It's going to try and tell me. Okay, now it showed up. Jeez, losing my mind. Okay. Whoa. I'll do 2 commits then. Delete env. So deleted env and then add template, not env. And now
That sounds like that's kind of what we're sort of doing. That butternut squash soup.
ignore env like.
Sounds like soup. I got that one.
Finally, not env1 will be called .env. Okay? And it's not going to tell me to check in my env file at long last. Okay. And now, seed, next, auth, dv stuff.
Oh, you know what?
Cool, push. And this should just have not env. Yep, great. And I should still have my actual env. And so what's next in tutorial? Did all this, then run this command to generate a Prisma client tailored to the database schema. All right?
I've seen that floating around
I wonder why NPX is working for this and not for the other stuff. I don't know. I think it has to do with that MRM thing. All right, and then we can go studio, but I already know it's working, so I'm going to just chill. Let's create another env file. Okay, so these are the other parameters that I need in there. Cool. How's it going?
Hi.
I am streaming. Oh, can you turn on the light? Alright, so this is cool, and I just need a random string. Sheesh. Cool. A lot of stuff is needed, I guess. Create a new file at this. I think I already have this file. Yeah. It's like a weird file name, right? But they actually want the brackets in the file name, in case you're confused on that. First, import the central modules. Next API handler.
Yeah. Sure is.
Huh.
Yeah. I feel like I'm always crying. She said, away.
Export default.
Why is it?
All right, let's get all that stuff. Okay. I'm surprised that this was not already being used. Next. Oh, it's the type. Sweet. I actually like the way the guy in the tutorial did it more than the way the Next.js kind of official thing, if Next.js official thing did it. Next auth, next providers. So there is nothing that I was previously importing that is not also still imported. So delete my old imports.
Yeah.
Okay. This is just options. Yep. We will define options up next. Where? Yeah. So I guess his was a pseudocode. Technically, it didn't work.
Say no.
Okay. So far, so good. Cool. Client ID and client secret. All right, so I'm going to register a new GitHub auth app. Da, 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 da. And yeah, y'all can totally see this. And that's fine with me. This is just like a dev tool anyway, and I'll probably change up the auth pretty soon.
Yeah.
Settings developers. I think it needs to come from my repo, right? Log into your GitHub account, go to settings, then navigate to developer settings. All right, I'm going to make sure that I can't do this on the repo level first. I'd prefer to do this at the repo level if possible. So I'm going to my repo settings. And I know I have deploy keys. Secrets. I'm looking for OAuth specifically. Okay, so I don't believe I can do it at the repo level. Okay, so we'll go to my developer settings. OAuth, boom. This is like the first one I'm doing, so this will be laterally to OAuth. Homepage URL. Guess we'll use the Vercel one for now. This. This will be like a prototype of laterally.io. Dev prototype of laterally.io. Authorization callback URL. Whew. Whew. I have no idea. Okay. Oh, it's a local host. That's crazy. You can put a local host there.
Yeah, and I guess I
just never thought about that way.
I thought
Boop.
definitely.
Okay, so
It's really not that easy.
ID and secret, yeah. Generate a new secret. You won't be able to see it again. Oh, boo. I think that's really cool because that makes it really easy when I'm done streaming. I can just fix it. So here is the secret. Here's the GitHub secret. Client ID. SMTP. This is hardcore, man. Cool. So this is going to be like if I forgot my password. Oh no, I forgot. And then it sends you an email. It's going to be like a real email from my website. Totally makes sense. I'll probably obfuscate that from y'all because that stuff is less convenient to change around.
No.
This tutorial's making this so easy. I love it. Okay. I don't know what those red squiggles were. The from address that you want to use. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm already using GoDaddy, which might be a terrible idea, possibly. I think I have a MailChimp as well. Yeah, I think I'll sign up for. Okay.
So I can share things to her, yeah. For a second, I'll just kind of tell her, like, oh, like, so I think about it, and I'm saying the other thing you're talking about. So I can kind of get her to just, well, what I told her.
I feel like I don't want to deal with a GoDaddy API for SMTP.
Through, like, learning about it, psychology, figured out general for everything.
SMTP API. How to send GoDaddy SMTP email setup and host. Let's do it.
Your psychology struggles off. That's that she talking about. That's what I'm not saying is right. I think it is. Whatever that is, would not agree with.
GoDaddy email user. It's like my actual GoDaddy credentials. Okay. I mean, we can give this a whirl. I'm going to take that off screen, though. I'm going to take that off screen. Shit, I'm going to have to write my actual. I really should have a developer. I should have a developer email address for prototyping. Yeah, I'm not going to use my actual. I guess maybe when I do the prod version, I'll use my actual. But I'm going to set up. I'm going to set up SendGrid. I'm going to set up a new one that's not. So this is like my actual feel free to email that. That's the public email address that I put on my website. But I'll do some SendGrid thing. Let's see. Try for free. So glad you said so. Yeah, I'm going to take this off screen. Change the email, change the password.
So
filling out this SendGrid account real quick. Create a sender identity. Cool. From name, John. From address. Let me see. Verification is required if this email domain doesn't match one of your authenticated domains. You'll need to verify ownership. We'll send this email address of verification email. Okay. So I guess it still will be John at after.econ.com, even though I'm not using GoDaddy, which is maybe ideal. Yeah, reply to will be the same.
Anyway, it's kind of like, it was really deep. Right?
Company address is 123 Developer Account Street. City, Austin, Texas, baby. I don't know. What's the zip for Austin, Texas? 733. Let's do 78652. Is it less sus if I didn't pick the first one? Nickname, John Dev Sender ID. John Dev Sender ID. Like a developer account. Okay. And I think they're going to confirm it, so let me confirm that I own that email address. Cool, that was quick and easy. So now I would like to use this sender identity, SendGrid sender identity. And well, I definitely confirmed it, but now it's like, dang, it wasn't confirmed. I confirmed it from a forwarding address. I wonder if they're mad about that. All right, let me go into my actual GoDaddy email. Sheesh. I bet it's just lag, though. I bet they're not actually mad about that. Confirm account email address is done. Okay, so it just took a minute. Okay, that's fine. Dynamic template, integration guide, maybe integration guide. So what I want is SMTP, so SendGrid SMTP post. Yeah, how to send an SMTP email.
like, this is what it is.
Create the account, done. Create and store SendGrid API key. That's what I need. Okay. Verify sender identity. I did that. Oh. I mean, I guess. So like, I'm gonna click that button. I'm just not really sure if I want y'all to see that. Boom. Create API key. Full access, and this will be laterally to. Here you can see what this looks like. So it's laterally to dev email. We'll have full access, create and view. Again, going to take it off screen to view those details. Because I don't want to put the effort in of having to, oh, you're going to see this key anyway. So I'm going to have to reset this key. That's fine. Okay, so here's the key.
Yeah.
Wait. There's not a place for it. Host port user password. Host port user password.
Part of me.
Is the key the SMTP password? That would make sense, right? SMTP password. Let's put it right there. So there you go. There's my SendGrid key. And the username. I'm going with the API key ID. Cool. So let me bring this back on screen for you. Boop, boop. And it looks like it'll be pretty easy to just delete the key and create a new one later. So thanks, SendGrid. Nice job. Cool. Once you successfully connect to SendGrid, what? Start a telnet session? Whoa, brah, that's way too much.
Good. Very much so.
Oh, man.
Did you get something? That's what Tina did yesterday. All along. He didn't mean that in like, hey, why are you so low? And that is, you know, what I liked. And I got bougie. I actually Tina.
Dude, I don't want to do a telnet connection. Do I have my details already? Host and port.
Of course. One. So I got that, and then I
Okay.
got book of email album covers. So it's like answer.
So it seems like my application is assuming SMTP. So next auth is assuming SMTP. However, this is web API ready, which feels better. Create an API key. We already did this. Okay, here's what I need. My first API key name. I guess we'll make a new one. The username is API key. SMTP password. Okay.
That's correct. Throw it on the same note. Yeah.
And then the host and the port was the other thing I needed. For SSL, localhost is not going to be SSL, right?
Good job. Okay, let it go. How do I put it?
Okay, I actually have everything I need. Let's just see if it works though. Send an email from your application using the code you just integrated. Well, that escalated quickly. Okay, let's go do it, boys. I'm not really sure I even can. I did this, link up Prisma. I think I already have the secret in there. Oh.
Yeah, like don't like wow, yeah.
Cool. So I think I already set up this code. It just wasn't working. Might have killed my app. Let's see. Still running. All right. So this session wasn't working. Guess let's make sure I did it right.
Love it, yeah.
Two options for checking the session. Use session hook. Which is what I think I did. Yep. Okay, so that was on the dashboard, right? Okay, let's go to the dashboard. Although it was calling it anyway, right? I'm not really sure what that's about. But anyway, here's the session call, API auth session. And I totally don't expect there to be a session because I never like created one. Did I do page prompts? I think so. We'll check. App TSX, yep. They just said provider. I said session provider. Provider as session provider, yeah. Because I had theme provider. Okay. The sign-in function will redirect users to a sign-in form, which is automatically generated. All right, so this was one thing that kind of confused me because I didn't see it. Import sign-in. Let's go over to the dashboard. Cool. So sign in, sign out, use session. Right. So how do I use that sign in? That's my question. Can I just put it here? Not logged in. I just do that.
Oh, we were cracking up.
Use session. Session is loading.
Sounded like
Yep, button on, click. Okay. Cool. You're not logged in. Oh no. Cool. This is kind of similar to what I was doing. It's good to see that he can do that. You are not logged in. Line break. I don't like that. Put in the p tag, man. Put in the p tag, man. We care about semantic stuff. Okay, then it needs to be in a fragment, right? Okay.
yes.
I like the loading thing he did. I didn't know about that. So if it's loading, let's return loading. And for crying out loud, use a p tag. So for loading, return loading. So if we're not loading and there's not a session, you're not logged in. If we're not loading, there is a session. You can see the dashboard. Okay. So you're not logged in. Sign in. All right, so this is basically what I'm expecting, even though according to the tutorial, it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Finish look like the following. Okay, I'm just gonna rip this stuff, dude. This is great. Oh. No, I'm not gonna. I don't want it. Okay, what you're trying to do in Pages auth sign in. Want to design a custom sign in page. I don't even care about that. Add a custom login page. I don't want a custom login page. Automatically creates simple, unbranded authentication pages. Handling sign in, sign out. Where though? Like you're saying this, but I didn't see it.
Oh, they have one. Best, I'll talk to you this week.
Next.js sign in page. Next auth sign in page. I'm not even sure I believe that it exists. Where is it?
Food is ready whenever you.
I mean, I guess let's try just rebuilding, but I would like to see someone actually go there. Like, what does it look like? This 4811. Is there actually a video? I didn't see a video. I mean, the syntax couldn't be simpler. Just go to sign in. This is the same page I was already on. Okay, so there is a video. All right, so let's go check the video out. I wonder if y'all can actually hear his audio. Oh, it's like blurry, right? Welcome Leo's demo account. Okay, so this is it. So it worked for him. And he's getting a 304 on session anyway. He's getting a 404. API auth sign in. He is using TypeScript. It's not like the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript.
I am very happy to pick up.
API auth sign in. He's got, what is his URL? API auth sign in. Look, it was 3000. I wonder if it's because I'm on Windows. Like, what else is there? What else is different?
Relax.
It's great he made a video. Good job, guy. Yeah. My session is a 304, his is a 404. Okay, let me check as well. Bump, bump, bump. Let me check my hunch. Next, off. Windows.
That's because they were originally out in the open.
I don't see any issues popping at the top. Go to issues. Before creating a new issue. I'm not creating an issue, I just want to read it. Sign.
Should I do individual period blocks like each person with T drop down, or should I do it in?
I'm also not super sure why session is running, even though I never requested it on the homepage.
Like, oh, for sure, my sister and brother probably don't have. Mom just says like, I think bond over. Yeah. Or, well, maybe I guess I could do all of the above because I could order some.
I might have to clone this. If I do that, I'm gonna actually like wrap up this.
All right, I'll do that. That feels cozy. That feels cozy, and then I know they'll use it. It's personalized.
If I have to clone this and investigate that way, I'm gonna wrap up this stream and do that on my own time.
I want to try their winter. Maybe we can go. Okay. If you have a later day. What's so funny? You doing these? That you making yourself laugh?
I'm gonna comment like all this. The routes shown here are the default URLs that we used when custom page is not specified. Doesn't work on my deployed version.
Well,
Foo. Okay, so with foo, I get this 404 page could not be found. API foo bar. Okay, because it's being handled by the API. So let me use their provider stuff. Okay, do they have an in file?
Avocados just are mine. 4 bites. 4 whole bites.
Let me make sure I'm doing page props to component, but I think I am.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So it's going to be in the header. So they don't actually use the sign-in function. They direct. That's really weird. when they use prevent default and they use the sign on function. On click. Pretty sure this is no different, but just to be sure. Yeah, no, it's no different. I did not see an M file anywhere. Is it in the package JSON? CP env local example env local. Yep, okay, there it is. They're allowed to be empty. Use these. I'm going to copy. And this will be env dot real, and then I'll use their stuff for the fakey. Sheesh. Got about 10 minutes remaining on the stream. Okay. That is a JS file. I'll even change it to a JS file, although it shouldn't matter.
Hey, that's a new. Oh, that was. I don't know what that was. It was like some kind of hack. It went through her nose. Like she spit up, but she like.
Yeah, it's just not found. Okay, I think I'm going to have to clone their repo. Let me see their repo and see if it already has like a Windows issue with Windows. Yeah, it just says template, so they don't even have an issues tab. Not getting a JW token on login. Get session does not trigger session object update. Okay, I mean, that's fair. We can try the npm build thing. I'm trying to kill that. It's kind of locked up, but I'll build over here. That's locked up too. Sheesh, slow computer, man. What are you going to do? So it would not build. 5 minutes. Oh, that's cool. Maybe I should just use the sign-in function. Okay. Is it serve or server start? Okay, so it built. Yeah. So I built it, and I still get 404. Let's see. It was supposed to be statically generated. Let's see if that even exists in the folder. Login index dashboard error. So I don't see it being generated. Alright guys, that's it for this stream. Thanks for joining me. What are my next steps? I'm going to clone their repository, try and build it, and then see if I can reproduce the issue in their repository. See if it generates the pages statically in their repository. And then pending those, I'll either hopefully have a fix, or I may file an issue on the repository for not statically generating the page and or not working on Windows. And then I do have my own login page anyway. I was curious about